In this video we're gonna start working with the homepage functionality. In the previous video we checked out the login and the logout functionality. So this is the localhost 3000. As you can see, once you're logged in, you can see the homepage, and this is the only thing that we have for the homepage right now, some text here. And we also have two global states, users and examples. So we have that for up to this point. For this project we're going to be using the use state, the use effect, use selector, local storage, and the rules of JSX. And this is part of the API front-end project series, so you can check out that playlist in my YouTube channel. This is the API front-end project. And again, the rules of JSX returns a single root element to return multiple elements from a component wrapped in with a single parent tag. For example, you can use a div, or you can use this fragment. If you don't want to add an extra div to your markup, you can write the fragment, so you have that. And we have our MongoDB open, so I'm gonna open our terminal. I'm gonna make it a little bigger, so it's gonna be ls, it's gonna be cd express, it's gonna be cd, it's gonna be ls, it's gonna be cd api, and we're gonna go into code space that, so I can open it in Visual Studio Code. So for now I'm gonna open control tilde, so I can open both the server and the localhost 3000. So it's gonna be npm run, and it's gonna be examples. So we're gonna open our server with that. In our second terminal we're gonna open, it's gonna be npm run, and it's gonna be front, like that. So we can open it in visually, we can open our client, our localhost 3000. So we have that, and right now we are logged in. So Control Shift I, and we're gonna go into the Redux. And let me see, let's go into the Redux, and we are logging with user 4, and the token is gonna be this one. So we have that. Okay, so if we go into the backend, if we go into the controllers, we go into the user controller. Alongside to the token, I just added the name. So we have name colon users.name, so so we are able to see the user, the name of the user. In this case the name is users4, and I'm doing it for the register, for creating a user, and also for the login, for signing in with a user. So we have that, and the reason I'm doing that is because when we go into the backend, into the front end, we go to the source and we go into the menu, we're gonna go into the home page. What we are gonna do right now is I'm gonna just delete this part. We're gonna have just an empty fragment like this, and here I'm gonna have just an h1 like this, and here we're gonna see, I don't know, great okay, great to see you, and then we're gonna have the name of the user. But we have access to the users because we open curly braces, and we're gonna have users, and then double ampersand, and we're gonna have users that name, so we can save it. And let me see, okay, so yeah, that's it for us. So great to see you, user 4, because we are logging with user 4. If we log in, let's log out and let's log in with user 3, and 1 2 3 4, this is the password. So now it's gonna be okay, great to see you, user 3. So we have that. Let's add some paragraph, maybe, I don't know. Let's create, okay, let's write some examples like that, and we're gonna have that. So we have this functionality up to this point. So what we are gonna do right now is we are gonna go into our components, And right now we have the navigation.jsx, so this is what you see here. We're gonna create a form, so we're gonna go here and we are gonna, okay, so we're gonna create a examples form JSX with camel notation, so RFCE. And okay, so what we have here, we're gonna create our form here. So in the return, okay, first of all we're gonna need the user state, so we're gonna bring it, so it's gonna be use state with camel notation, and it's gonna be from React, like that. Let's bring also use selector, so it's gonna be use selector with camel notation. And also we're not gonna use it in this video, but let's bring it, use this patch, so we can have it here for now. So it's gonna be from, it's gonna be React, okay, it's gonna be from React Redux, like that. So let me see. And okay, so inside of the return, let's just make this one an empty fragment, like that. And okay, so we're gonna have an empty fragment like this, and inside of this empty fragment we are gonna have a form, so it's gonna be like this. We're gonna have a form, and inside of this form we are gonna have a div, and okay, like that. We're gonna have a div, and inside of this div we are gonna have our input, so we're gonna have our input space slash and then angle bracket. But we're gonna have a label, so we're gonna have a label like that, and the label is just gonna be examples, like this. And let me see, the input is gonna have a text. No, it's gonna be type of text, so it's gonna be type, and it's gonna be text, like that. And the label we are gonna have and again it's gonna be an HTML form of text, like that. And this form is gonna have an submit, and it's gonna be submit, like this. We're gonna save it, and if we go here into the, okay, so it's not throwing us an error because we still need to hook it up. So we have this form inside of this fragment, and let me see, we are fine. Okay, so let's create this function since we don't have it, and this one is gonna be inside, it has to be just before of the return. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna name it submit, and we're gonna set it to an arrow function like this, curly braces, and it's gonna be e dot, and then it's gonna be prevent default, and it's gonna have parentheses. We're gonna pass in an e as an argument. So we have that up to this point, and let me see what else do we need to do. So let's hook it up first. So we have the example, so we are gonna go into our home page, and okay, so we are in the home page, so let's import it. So we are importing the examples, let me see, examples form, and we're gonna bring it from the, okay, so it's gonna be examples form, is gonna be from the components, and it's gonna be from the examples form. So we have that examples form is the function. Okay, that's fine, and yeah, that's that. And now we're gonna go into our, okay, so let me see, this is the home page, so we're gonna go below here, and let's just have the, what is the name, it was examples form space forward slash, and then your we close with a fragment. But and again we go to back here again to the rules of the JSX. It has to be in an empty fragment, so let's just cut it and we're gonna put it here, and we're gonna have let's make a div here. We're gonna have a div, and I'm just gonna cut and paste it here. Okay, so we have the div here, and inside of the div we're gonna have the h1 and the paragraph. Outside of the div we're gonna have the examples form, and this whole div and examples form is inside of this empty fragment. So we have that, we save it, and let's see if it's work. Okay, it's working. As you can see, great to see you. Let's write some examples, and this is coming from, let me see, okay, this is the text. Let's write some examples, but examples form, as you can see, we have the HTML and we have the type, and we have this onSubmit function. So yeah, this is fine. So let me see, what else do we need to do here? So we have that up to this point. Okay, so now we're gonna start writing. Let me see. Okay, so in the input, we're gonna have, we only up to this point we only have this type that is text, but we also have a name. We're gonna have a name, and we're gonna set it to just name. We also now text, we're gonna set it to text. We're gonna have an ID, and we're gonna set it to let me see, to text. We're gonna have a value, and the value we're gonna set it to text. And finally we are gonna have our a function. So we're gonna have this function name onChange, like that. We're gonna have this function onChange, and we are gonna set it to, okay, we open curly braces, and we're gonna have a function here, e, and then we're gonna have our error function, and then we're gonna have this set text, like that. And let me see, wait a minute, we didn't bring it yet. So okay, so this is the function. If I go, okay, we have the function onSubmit. Okay, so here, just above the function onSubmit, we're gonna structure it, but we're gonna bring in text, and we're gonna use also set text, since we need to be able to write something, and we are bringing it from use state. So we're gonna bring it from use state, and in the parentheses we're just gonna have an empty set of single quotes. So we have that. So we're bringing the text and send text from the use state, and the use state we're bringing it from React. So okay, so now we have this function onChange, we have e, and we are setting it to set text. And for now we're gonna open parentheses, and we're gonna have e.target.value, like that, and we're gonna save it. And if we go into our app, we can start writing something. So example, like that. So we can start writing something, and we can type in we need a button maybe here. So we have a button, and let me see, add examples, like that, and this, okay, button, this button, and this button is gonna have a type of submit, like that. and let me see, on submit, and it's gonna be on change. So we have that up to this point. Let me see if the button is working. Okay, so we have that, we have the user state, we have the name, we have the examples, and we have that. So it's not doing anything yet because we still need to work in with our slice and all the stuff, but we have it for now. So let me see what else do we need here. So we have the use selector, use dispatch, and let me see. Okay, so the type, we have this button that is gonna be, well, the type is gonna be on submit. We have this form and it has on submit. We have created the function here, and let me see. Okay, so yeah, we have that up to this point, and we are able to see this because we are logged in. So let's log out and let's go to the navigation. Nothing is happening, so let's log in and let's log in with user 4. So 1 2 3 4, and let me see. Okay, so as you can see, we see great to see you, user 4. Let's try some examples, and here we are able to type, but we have a button here for sending those examples. And again, we still need to create our slice and all the stuff, but we're gonna be doing that in the next video. So for this video, we use the use state. That is a React hook that lets you add a state variable to your component, and we have here, we are the structure in the state and the set state. In our case, we use text and set text because here in the input we have the type of text and the value text, since we are writing something. And as a second, we are setting it to the use state, and here we have our initial state. In this case, for now, we are just setting it to our empty single quotes or an empty strings. And again, we are bringing the use state, we bring in the use selector, use dispatch. We are not using it right now in this video, but we're gonna using it in the next video. And what else do we have here? So this is the examples form that is in the components folder, and if we go into the home page, this examples form is here. I imported it, examples form, and we're bringing it from the components folder from the examples form. So what else do we have here? We have this div, and remember the rules for JSX. This whole code has to be inside of empty fragments. So we have inside of the div we have an h1 and a paragraph. The h1 I am able to use the users, so it's going to be users $& users the name, so we can see great to see you and then the name of the user. So we have that up to this point, and we are able to see the username. We can change it and see users.email, but to do that we will go back into the backend, into the controller, and go to the users controller, and inside of the create users we will have to add here the email. It would be here email colon, and we are setting it to users.email, and the same would be in the sign in and the login. It would be email colon, and it's gonna be users.email, and instead of great to see you user 4, we will see great to see you and the email of the user.